Yeah, does not manage to make the 2. Also quite known on the female snooker scene, Narantuya. Who might be trapped after a safety from Shepard. Now, she did rearrange the furniture all around the table, missing that 2 ball, and well, the balls are not really in a great position for her, with the 2 ball being near the rail. Now the 2 and the 7 doubled up. She's got the 1 on the rail. She's got the 4 ball over that corner. Just wondering, is there a possibility for Jordan to maybe make the 4, not leave the 1 ball on? Well, didn't get the save on the 1. Now Narantuya, she does have the advantage of taking 1 ball off the table, but yet she has a problem with 2 solids on the left. So she will still have to develop one of the 2. Could go maybe 1-5-3 and then play the double, the bank shot on the 2. But she chose to open up the 2. She won't be complaining about this leave though. That cue ball married to the 11. Shepard won't be able to cut this in. So another safety. No, did go for the center. Beautiful putt there. Kind of a free shot if you look at where he would have left the cue ball. Yeah, for him now the stripes quite available. Assuming he's going to play 10, then drop down for the 14, 12, 13, 8. Just because the 2 stripes on the right are a bit higher than the 13, I think it's easier to land on the 13 at any time. Yeah, a little bit of a rocky start for the Mongolian. Could possibly be the setting, you know, it's a big occasion, it's a huge event. Big arena. And also playing a top-notch player in Jordan Shepard, who takes the opening rack. So he does defend his own break. Now we will get to see Narantuya's break. For a snooker player, most of the time a bit of a tricky aspect of the game, the break. So there she goes. Narantuya to break. Oh, gotta say she hit him well. Nice and square in the face, but possibly a bit too much power. If you look at the 2 balls tracking towards the center. Came up a bit high. Overall, I think she hit him well. And what a mess she's left on the table. Might be able, I'm not sure if he can actually play a 14-5-10 combination in the bottom right. 15 does go into the bottom, into the left center, excuse me. I think from this position, the trickiest shot to play is to get onto the 11, partially blocked by the 7. So 14, 15, 12. Would like to go off the 12 to the 11. He does have the 13 and the 9 available to the right center. Oh. Well, that's not the one we were expecting him to miss. So now Antuya a chance to defend herself on her own break. And now for her, that 7 ball is quite challenging. But she has the ability to take that away before shooting the 8. So then it would be all about the 1 and the 4 ball, which she... I was going to say she might be able to get on it right now. A 1-4 combination into the center. It's either that or try to get to the short side to play the 1 or the 4 in the left middle pocket. But obviously, small area to land in. As you can see, that cue ball technically sliding off the cushion. That's how brand new the equipment is. Of course, this is the opening match of this event. It takes a new skill to control the cue ball that well on this brand new equipment. So different from your average club table. Yeah, she is eyeing up this 4-1 combination. The 1 ball will be tracking a bit towards the 9. Well, she's held it nicely. Now, it's not all over yet. She does have a slight angle towards the right. And as you can see, she's now lining up to slice the 3 ball in. Now I'm just wondering, how is she going to get onto the 8 afterwards? Yeah, there she goes. She was working that cue ball around the table, but missing the 3 ball. And this is a huge advantage for Jordan. Even if he doesn't really have an open shot, he could just tap the 14 over, leave the cue ball with the 15. I mean, of course, the offensive play is recommended. The only tricky thing is if you leave your opponent at the table with his 5 or 6 balls to your 1 or 2, that means that he can hide the cue ball all the time. Like, he can technically outmove you over and over. As you can see, Shepard just moving the balls over just enough to where it will put a lot of pressure on Narantuya, who's looking to go airborne. Oh, and that's a beauty. Beautiful jump, first jump of the match. And as you can see, her handicap coming into play, so that last solid did go off the table. And I actually think this 8-ball does go by the 14. Yeah, she did not have the full corner. And yeah, missing that. She could find herself down 2-0 very early. Yeah, looked to take that 15 away as soon as possible. Is the one closest near the rail. And as soon as you can land quite near these kind of shots, this shouldn't be a problem. And that means that now he's got 4 balls wide in the open. Could play a stop shot on the 9. Playing the 12 in the top left. The 11 in the top left, and then the 13 in the center to go to the 8. On the other side, with how much space he has on the table, he could technically still go anywhere. So many different ways of running these 4 balls. Yeah, such a major event this is. A lot of top quality players in it. We will also see Ronnie O'Sullivan in action. Zhao Xingtong as well. Of course, both known as World Snooker Champions. Looking to go for 5 million RMB first place. And as you can see, Shepard kinda getting away here with this second rack. Definitely one that he could have.
In China, more and more serious players are choosing to use the Kangxi Shengshi Liber table.
I am Ronnie O'Sullivan. They call me the Rocket. Speed and of course precision. Just like this table, KX11, red like a rocket. When playing Chinese billiards, select a table with unmatched playability. That's KX11.
居野大干，我先看齐。
I have held various positions.
And we're back. Shepard breaking, needs the 10 to go, but it won't. Yeah, it did hit the break. A bit off though, if you look at where the cue ball was tracking. Now, first look at the table. This could be a nice one for Narantuya to get going if you look at the solids. 2, 4, 3. Come back down. 1, 5, 6, 8. A possibility. 7 ball only goes to the bottom left. She doesn't really have any other solid to land on it. So that might be the ball that she wants the referee to take away at the end of the rack. No, I'm not sure if she was looking to take a nudge on the 14. She might have put herself too straight on the 3 ball. That means we might have to see a big recovery shot later on. Can she still draw out of that little corner and maybe take a long 1 ball to the bottom left? Low right spin. That's where the difficulty really comes into play. I think for most players, as long as they can play center ball or just a little touch of left and right, I think they're not missing too many balls. Even though the tables, I mean, it's a difficult game to play. But the extreme spin makes it so much harder. And now Jordan has that 13 laying next to the 11 and the 15 to give that a little nudge later on. And he has 2 balls laying over the corner. Well, 1 in the bottom left corner and 1 over the right middle pocket. Yeah, quite shocking, honestly, to see Narantuya back at the table from that position. Never expected Shepard to miss that. Yet, still, it's not like she has plenty of options. Something really aggressive is she might actually be able to play the 5 off the 6 in the bottom left, and if you do not make it, you leave that corner blocked. But the best way is probably to nick the 6 and stick the cue ball with the 5. No. She went for distance. Oh. She's left 2 shots on for Shepard. Yeah, this is a possible chance. Maybe could play the 3 after 10 or the 3 after 5. Cushion first. The other option is to take on the 6 ball. Bit less creative, bit more needing on the cueing. Make 1 good shot. Excellent, look at that cue ball. How well did she strike that? Now, still the 7 being a problem, so if she can get back to the center of the table. And she did really have to get back to the center of the table to lay straighter onto the 5. Landing with a small angle towards the 10. She might have to nudge this, like give the left side of the 10 a little bit of a nudge. And then the next question is, does the 8 ball go to either the bottom left or the bottom right could possibly be blocked by both. She's even taking the one ball on. Yeah, such a difficult shot to play, and she's overcut it. Well, it's interesting to see how clean he's trying to play this. His 13 can be tricky. We'll have to hold it to the short side of the 11. So might have to actually draw this instead of like a stun. Because when you hit that cushion with the stun, it might bounce out just too fast. As you can see, a perfect amount of draw. Maybe slightly straighter than he would have liked, but I think he can still pinch this off the rail to play the 8 in the same corner. Just like that. Again, slightly short. This should go down, and this should mean 3-0 for Shepard, who honestly is looking quite comfortable for an opening match. First match of the tournament can always be a bit tricky. On the other side, it's not like Narantuya has not had
Some requiring
any chances.
focus, and others demanding detachment. But I never stay in any run for long. When fate presents the opportunity, choose to embrace the broader world. I'm Snooker. Goldlion remains undefined, a legend in its own right.
So, fourth rack. Now until you have to break the balls. This time a bit more cut on the break, but the ball's flying in. $14 dropping, the 6 ball. As well, in the same center. And the first glance at the table looking pretty good. I have to say though, if she wants to make a run for this match, this run out is a little bit of a must. Difficult to come back from like a 4-0, 5-0 deficit in the alternate break format. Ooh. Now, can she still stop the cue ball on this 15 to be on the 11, or is she so close to the rail to where she has to go forward? That would mean she wouldn't get on any stripe unless she plays the 11 ball from this position, but that looks quite straight to me. And Now pushing another ball to the rail. Big angle into the left middle. Could still go for the cut and a bump onto the 4. The tricky thing though is you actually help your opponent getting that ball off the rails, and that's why she's chosen to play the safe. Now, she did leave something on that 4, and even if Shepard doesn't go for the 4, but he might play rail first, sending the cue ball all the way up table towards the 7 and the 2. Yeah, I like what he's tried to play there. Bit unlucky to lock that 2 ball up with the 8. And maybe a bit soft if you look at the cue ball. Would have liked to go further up. Will be interesting to see if that 8 ball still goes into the top right for Narantuya as well. Yeah, she lost position, but she's played a clever shot there. I think that's one of the strongest weapons she should have, as she does have the handicap to where she can pick off 1 ball off the table, the last stripe actually. So by pushing another ball over the pocket, she knows that in the future she'll have a much better position to play for. There is a double though, and that 13 is an open chance. Does make a big pocket, but he's over cut the bank. And now if the 8 goes, she'll just have to make sure to get on the 15. She doesn't need the 9 ball on the bottom short rail. Oh, bit of a flick. Now this cue ball will be wild. Needs more pace on this. How is she gonna land on the 8? Is she gonna land on the 8? Well, always scary. So close to that 2 ball. You would say it goes. Yeah, indeed. That is a foul. She's given ball in hand, and look at how the solids are spread all over the table. Just wondering if the 7 goes by the 8. She might find herself down 4-0. A disastrous start for the Mongolian. Well, we are going to find out soon if that 7 ball goes. Of course, the 2 ball also doesn't go by the 8, so yeah, this tells me the 7 does go by the 8. He's gonna use that 7 to get to the short side of the 2 and has 2 balls over the pocket. 3 if you include the 8, so does he have to play this into the rail of the 8? Yeah, that just slid in, but just enough. Might be queuing a bit on top of the 8, or can he just queue by it? Yeah, it's not too much. And that means Bayar Saikan Narantuya is in big trouble very early on. And that makes it 4-0 Jordan Shepherd.
立百文台泥，高档羊毛皂。立百文以历史凭着不反松的品质，匠心打造，引领中国顺毛台泥品牌走向世界。立百文全球销量第一。
Well, and now Shepherd is even breaking from side rail. He's up 4-0. Second ball break. And he's now made a ball 2. I think he even has both options, solids or stripes. Good start with the 3 ball. I mean, it's a tricky 12 into the left center. Looked like the 11 didn't go into the center, but he has the 11, so that's a great starter. Now the 10 close to the long rail. Doesn't have the angle on the 15 to land onto the 10 ball, so it's either draw back to land on the 12 or go to the 13. Both the 12 and the 10 laying not so great. Now for that 12 ball, if he doesn't fancy the 12 in the center, he could always play the double. But looks like he likes to take it on just now. 12-13 possibly. Yeah, that was very missable. Difficult shot to play. Trying to drag the cue ball to keep the line of the cue ball straight. That's why he was playing with that bottom, to at least make a nice punch on the ball. So now, any issues on the table? That's what I was wondering. She needs one of the two solids at least in the top left. I think it shouldn't be a problem. 5-7, take the 1 and go 1 reel down to the 8 ball. Oh, that's a bit more draw than she might have liked. Kind of forced into taking the 1 ball right now. The question is, it's a big angle. Don't think she can actually hold this. Let's play the 2 in the right center. But yet the cloth is still fast, so maybe she can kill the cue ball enough. Playing low to take the speed out of the cue ball. No. She had to do more with the cue ball and she's landed on nothing once again. Yeah, she needed to get straight on the 7, and where she put that little bit of draw, that's where she found herself in trouble. And now again, most of the balls available for Shepard. Only has to work the 10 ball. The good news though for Nyantuya, if she can make another excellent jump on this 7 ball, the 2 ball will be taken off the table. So technically make this, let the cue ball run 2 rails, and hopefully you get onto the 8. Well, good news and bad news for Nyantuya. She's missed the jump, but she's left a problem on for Shepard, who needs to open this 10 ball first. Does that nicely, and now what can he possibly play on the 13? I mean, could play 10, 14, 15 and then cut the 13 over to the corner with a bit of a safety in mind. The problem is, of course, he's taken the lead in this match, but he would like to play in a certain way to where if he later on in the tournament he will have to play some Chinese players, that he wants to clear them instead of having to move the balls around all the time. I'm just wondering, was he trying to give himself angle on the 15 to run into the 13, or no? I think he might have played for the cut. Yeah, might have played for the cut. I mean, the good news is he only has to drop it in. And if you look at where he was pointing on the table, he's moving the cue ball over just in case if he wobbles a 13. Still gonna leave either a big cut on the 2 or a double on the 7. But there's no if he misses that 13. Does make it. And this 8 for a stunning 5-0. There it goes. Confident stroke. And the Brit now up 5-0. Another crushing break, but another dry break. Leaving a bit of a mess under the 8 ball. Now if you look at the solids, none of them close to the rail. For the stripes, that 14 difficult to get on, and obviously a bit more of a difficult pot to make. Only thing he will have to work on with the solids is the fact that the 4 ball doesn't go to the bottom right. The 5 ball might also not go to the bottom right, so it needs to get to the right side of these 2 balls. Yeah, missing that 6 ball. Quite a shocker. But then again, possibly was still worried about how to get onto the 5 and the 4 later on. Sometimes can cause you to lose focus. As I mentioned, with the handicap, she doesn't need the 14, so beautiful opportunity to open her account. As you can see, comfortable putter. Just needs to work the cue ball enough. It's so easy to just shoot your way out of a certain position, but before you know it, you have too much angle, you're overspinning the ball, you're overdrawing. No, not this time. She's on the 8, very quick rack. Balls were laying really well, and now even opposite hand makes the 8 and does get her first rack on the board. Nyantuya defending her break, trailing 5-1.
当热爱遇上奥斯本兹，精研工艺，邂逅上乘材质，匠心独具，诠释卓越性能，尽显非凡魅力。每一次击球都能感受到力量与技巧的和谐共鸣，每一次挥杆都是精准操控与职业打感完美契合。手握奥斯本兹球杆，为热爱全力以赴，重重打感。
Yeah, again, second ball breaks working well for him, making 2 balls. And might I was gonna say might be on the 14, but I was hoping for the replay to show me that a little bit more. Kinda like the stripes, I just don't think he has a decent starter. That means for the solids, that 1 and the 2 is not easy to land on, and that 5 ball close to the rail. So it's either go aggressive and just chase the run out, or play a safety on the open table. Yeah, that's what he's played. He did tie up the 11 and the 14. assuming. Don't think she can actually get to the 4. Yeah, look at what she's given. The Brit opening that cluster. That 13 might drop into the right middle. Well, would be surprised if he takes this on into the bottom right. Those are super tough to play. Yeah, now does the 15 go to the left middle? I don't think so. Does it go by the 10 in the top left? That might be an option. Of course, if it goes into the left middle, he's gonna play for the left middle. Oh, and he's lost the cue ball. The 15 going also to the bottom right. Problem is now using the bridge. Cutting the 9 in, we'll have to run the cue ball around. Oh, he's held it. That means he's gonna play another double. Bank shot into the middle. He's a bit off angle though. Did manage to leave himself straight enough on the bank. And chose a bit more of a defensive option, which I don't mind. I like the fact that he's played it this way. He also knows that he has a decent lead. If he goes aggressive again, Nagantuya could outplay him, win this rack, possibly a break and run. And then it's 5-3 and everything is, well, exciting or scary, you know. 5-3, such a small margin in a race to 7. As I mentioned, 4-game lead, such a big thing in the alternate break, means that you need to make mistakes twice in a row on your own break, and of course on your opponents. Oh. Well, that's definitely, that was not his intention. Let's fluke the 10 in. Didn't get on the 15, but I have a feeling he might have a crack at this in the top right. Oh, that has not gone, but look at the corner, look at the corner. Oh dear, that's 2 in a row. That's brutal. Off the 4, sliding into the top. And he makes the 8, and that puts him on the hill, 6-1. Fortunate run out. And he needs only one more to seal the deal.
That shot, very much my style. It's Rocket. I'm O'Sullivan. They call me Rocket. Honestly, I used to change cues frequently until I found this one, outside Rebol. It's like having a built-in scope. The taper, it fits my hand and it's made for me. It understands my pursuit of speed, stable and accurate. This cue, it's got my style. It's the Rocket.
Yeah, now Narantuya breaking to stay alive in this match. Yeah, I have to say, maybe this break had a bit too much cut, but overall I feel like she's been putting a lot into the break and just not finding any of the results. Now still a challenging run out. I'm not sure, maybe you could play for the stripes, but in that case the 11 and the 8 ball, both not too ideal. So now, I think you might have played for a double on the 12. Of course, with the 6-1 lead, could play a bit more aggressive. Nudged the 11 ball out. I'm just wondering, can Narantuya make the 1, run the cue ball into the 5 and the 6, still be on the 2, and leave the 3 ball to be taken off the table by the referee at the end. Yeah, now she's in big trouble. She's got the 3 ball on the rail, the 2 ball on the rail. Both the 2 and the 7 blocked by the 13, so... Of course, Jordan will have to look where he's bringing the cue ball, but I think this center, this is kind of safe. Looks good. And then again, as I mentioned, if he can put himself near the 10 and the 14, those shouldn't be too tough. Oh, and a nice little flick into the 5 opens up the 8. So he's now playing for a convincing 7-1 win in the opening round. Our next match. Oh, surprising scratch there, honestly. I was just gonna say our next match coming up in about an hour, 3 PM. In the Qing city, local time in China. Yeah, all the action this next 11-12 days will be all on WPALIVE.tv, so make sure to stay tuned, keep an eye out there. We're gonna see a lot of great players battling it out for 5 million RMB, which is, well, I was gonna say a little bit over 600,000 euros, but yet It's 630, I believe. So that's big money. Oh, and that's a ball in hand for Narantuya. So this match might not be over yet. We'll have to make... Well, I was gonna say we'll have to make that 5 ball, which is close to the rail, or take ball in hand on this 3 ball, but it's close to the 3. But it saves her from having to play that 5. Needs angle on the 7 to cross over to play the 6 in the same corner. I don't think she has it. So she might still have to play for that 5. No, she used the force. Beautiful pot. A nice cue ball as well. Kind of feel like in the beginning of the match she just wasn't used to the whole setting. She's playing much better now towards the end. Maybe a bit more fearless now towards the end. That makes it 6-2. Welcome back, everybody. The score now 6-2. Jordan's still going. Second ball break has been successful, not this time. So kind of leaving the door open for Narantuya to walk right back into it. Many balls coming close, to be honest. So I like the way this table has been breaking second ball break, just not this time. This 2026 Huacai World Open will feature many top players, international and Chinese. Gonna see a beautiful mix of both. Of course, a lot of people interested to see how Ronnie O'Sullivan, for example, will do in this event. As I mean, most of us haven't really seen him play, only when he played an exhibition match. But in tournament it's the real deal. Yeah, did run a bit further. Cue ball on the rail. Makes things so much more difficult queuing off the rail. Don't think she's really gonna feel uncomfortable with her snooker background, but then still. Now she can take 1 ball off the table, so is she gonna play 11-9? Draw back for the 10 and take whatever she gets on the 8? Or will she take that 14 away early? Yeah, that's what she's tried, and can see from these angles, they're just so missable. Now, is he looking at maybe pocketing the 2, running into the 5, could push the 7 over the center, could have the 4 into the top right. It's a bit of a risk, but could work out very nicely. Oh, and he's tied the 2 up. Luckily for him, I think he still has an angle on the 4. It's messy though, the 6 ball might go in the left center, but it's not a guarantee because of the 11. Yeah, things slowly opening up. This one a bit of a tester on the queuing. Yeah, stayed still so nicely. Now I'd rather go 1, 5, 6 and then 3, 8. Because anything you get on the 3 is easy to get to the 8 ball. He was looking at taking the 3 ball right now. I kind of would be worried to not get onto the 1 ball, which doesn't go to the top right, doesn't go to the left middle possibly. So I like 1, 5, 6, 3, 8. The only problem is if he goes 1 rail back to the center of the table, if he runs too far, we'll have to travel the cue ball a lot to get on the 3 ball, and it's overkill at times. But he's landed perfect, so 3 balls away from a convincing win. Jordan Brett Shepard. Does say Brett Shepard on his passport, but most of the players know him as Jordan. Yeah, and perfect on the 8, so the Brit advancing through to the next round, and Narantuya will have to go through the one last side. Thanks everybody for tuning in at WPALIVE.tv. We do have another match coming in a little bit less than an hour, 50 minutes. So stay tuned for more action on the Kangxi Shengshi Goldlion Cup and Leberwin Cloth 2026 Huacai World Open. We'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.